Go ahead, man.
Yo,
What's up, man? What's up, Danny?
what up? So, this is the very first episode of quest.log.
What you're going to hear about today is nothing short of a miracle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pubstomp, a podcast about games, TV shows, movies, and pop culture in general. Every episode, we discuss topics that we find interesting. Come join our shenanigans.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Pubstomp Podcast. Today we have Mexy
Hello.
and myself, trigoman. And today, actually, we're a man down as well. But today we actually have an episode about some, I guess, flashbacks or reminiscing about some previous lives. But before we get into that, let's talk about something that's going on this week. I guess now that the 3080 launched. Oh, actually, I don't know. Before we get into it, let's talk to Mexy. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Okay.
How you doing?
Same old,
Same old, same old.
Looking at the news, looking at stuff. What else to do?
Yeah, I guess there's not a lot going on. I guess there's a lot of stuff going on, but it just feels like there's a lot of the same going on week to week. More graphics cards, more Apple drama, more political stuff. But really, the only thing I care about is graphics cards.
Which ones in particular today?
I mean, I would really like a 3080, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the news that not all of them are created equal.
Yeah. You're talking about the resistor issue?
Yeah, that came to light.
Capacitor issue.
Capacitor, yeah. You're the electrical person here. I don't know anything about hardware.
I don't know if I'm qualified anymore to talk about this stuff, but
yeah,
it was really interesting. I was watching a lot of YouTube channels because why create your own news when you can just swallow everybody else's?
Yeah.
And basically, there was one channel. There was a lot of people reporting issues with random shutdowns and like just crashing to the desktop. And then there was this website called Igor's Lab that basically kind of figured out what was going on, and they found out that the capacitors at the back behind the GPU, not all the cards were made to spec, and that's what's causing the issue. That was interesting.
I see. So there's some I guess, what do they call them, APIs or whatever they call them, because they're following a reference spec.
Yeah.
Right. And they decided to not follow the spec.
Yeah, so basically, like, the way they have it laid out was supposed to be like, if you want to do it the right way, it's supposed to be like 5 capacitors of type A and then 1 capacitor of type B. I'm not going to get too super technical. We'll link some other channels that do a better job explaining it. But basically, the cheaper manufacturers like Zotac and did all chip or capacitor A, and that's causing issues like in the PCB, like kind of like it's confusing the GPU with background noise, and that's what's causing it to crash.
Oh, I see. So I guess it's a good thing that people didn't. Not everybody got to get the cards because they would be having a bunch of issues. I watched a video by J2 that it wasn't that they were going out of like you were still getting what they were advertising, but they were just not boosting to the max number, right?
Yeah, so like anytime the card boosted to where it's supposed to, like, as much as it can boost, the capacitors started like freaking out or causing things to freak out, and that's what caused the crashing.
I see. Okay. Well, that's pretty crappy. I guess then that's good, guys. Hold on to your money. Just wait until everything's stable, and get yourself a 3090 instead. I don't know.
Or just buy some of the good stuff.
Some of the good
if
stuff.
You buy like EVGA was fine. I think Gigabyte was also fine.
Yeah.
Founders editions were fine.
But I mean, those are out of stock. Like, I was watching a video that I think Bitwit, I think that's the channel, that's the name. and Kyle, I think that's the guy's name. So he was interviewing people outside of Micro Center, I believe, in California, in LA. I don't know if you watched that same video, and they were just camping out, waiting for the 3090s to show up, but there were only 26 in stock, right? Did you watch the same video?
Yeah, I did watch the same. Let's talk about that because that was insane.
That was pretty awesome.
Lord of the Flies kind of
stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they developed their own system, like their own queuing system. They made a website that kept track. You could only leave if you left, because I guess traditionally you wait in line and you stay at your spot for the whole time. But apparently they were letting people leave for an hour max, but there was roll call at specific times.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. I thought that it was pretty cool how they everybody assembled and agreed to some sort of rules, arbitrary rules.
Dude, it must have been so hot.
Yeah. Because it's LA, right? It's still pretty hot right now.
It's still pretty hot and it's on fire right now.
Yeah, I really like that video. I think out of all the things that I've watched about the graphics card, I think this was my favorite. Just seeing how everybody wants the same card. People are willing to wait 4 days before camp out for 4 days, and there's only 26 cards, so people are just hoping that there's a shipment that brings another card. And I think at the end they did bring up a shipment of 3080s, even though there was none in stocks, right? Just brought 5. They're
like, it could show up at any time. Wink, wink.
Yeah. So for 4 days, man, that's a little intense. But I admire the dedication. That's pretty awesome.
Dude, I can't even imagine. I sat through the Avengers for 24 hours, and that was rough. I can't even imagine sitting somewhere for 4 days.
Oh, you camped out for the Avengers?
Well, I didn't camp out for the Avengers. They did a marathon where you could watch all the Avengers movies up to, I think, Age of Ultron.
Okay.
And it was 24 hours of just Marvel movies. And that sucked. And I was in an air-conditioned area with a chair. I can't even imagine being camped outside in the heat for 24 hours.
Yeah. I mean, people seem to enjoy it. People seem to be having fun out there. People seem everybody who Kyle was talking to said, hey, I like this. Did you see those ladies that came and trying to buy somebody else's card? They said, how much do you want for it? $5,000. And they all both started texting people. What was that about? It feels like a black market or something like that.
That was definitely really sketchy.
That was super sketch. There's $5,000. Started texting. It feels like that. I don't know. I started watching this show on Netflix about the shoes. I forget what it's called, but it reminds me of that lady that's calling somebody all the time, trying to resell shoes for a higher price.
You need to tell me what this is because I want to watch it.
I'll tell you the name. I forget the name right now, but it's sneaker something. But they're flipping shoes. They go for a lot of money. Yeah.
So basically, they're the botters that steal everybody's.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. It's pretty good. But anyway, that's the news, guys. 3080s. Make sure you buy a brand that's good if it's in stock. Otherwise, just wait. And 3090s, they're flying off the shelves just as much as the 3080s. So, but I really like that bit. If you watch anything, watch that one. It's a longer video, 20 something minutes, but it's actually worth watching, in my opinion. Cool. Well, I guess on to our topic. Like I said in the beginning, we wanted to take this opportunity to look back as to where we started in terms of podcasting, because Mexy and I have been wanting to do a podcast for a while. Do you remember what sparked this up, Mexy?
Yeah, when we went to E3 back in 2008, something like that.
2008. Okay.
17, sorry, 2018, 2017, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Okay.
And we figured out real quick that even though we could go to E3, we weren't treated as people. We were second-class citizens.
Indeed. Yeah. You get treated. Unless you have a media or press badge, you're not gonna... that's what E3 is originally for the press and media. So it's not meant for... It's not like PAX or any of the other gamer conventions that is...
Although they get special privileges over there too.
Yeah, they get them there too, but at least not as... I didn't feel as much, right? At least... Sure. Because we've been to both, so it didn't feel as much. But yeah, so that's why I was like, you know what, Mexy, we gotta do something. We were sitting there. I was like, this is like we can't do, we like games, we like all this stuff. We should just start a podcast, start there, and go from there.
Mhm.
And the podcast was called quest.log. We did 5 episodes, and then we stopped. All right.
You make it sound so sad. We did 5 episodes and then we stopped.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I would say it probably wasn't my fault that we stopped. It was a lot. I mean, that was 3 years ago. So before I had family, before I was out here in Pacific Northwest doing other stuff, it's just like
Nah, man. By then you already had the first baby.
it was. She was very young. I was still like not 100% adjusted. Yeah. So, but it was in because we did like I don't remember, man. I think I guess I remember because I listened to the episodes and it sounded like it was great. Life was great. Like now it's like I have 2 kids and it's like, oh my god, I'm so tired. But
You need a hug.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. They'll grow out of it. They'll love me again. Uh, but yeah, I think we stopped because I guess one thing we found out that somebody else also had a podcast called quest.log, and it was very similar to what we're doing. So I was like, you know what? I think we're probably gonna get in trouble there. And the last episode is with us like signing off and saying we were gonna start another podcast
With a cooler name.
with the cooler name. What was it, man?
Mexy Wheat.
Yeah. Yeah, because nobody was gonna have that name. But then I guess life happened, and then we didn't end up doing it. But the last episode, we'll link the podcast. It's only on
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. Yeah. So the last episode we were talking about. We saw what was it like? I guess what would you call it? Like a talk by Adam Savage or like an interview?
Yeah, I would say it was more like a TED Talk, sorry.
A TED Talk, yeah. Yeah, where he was saying like you gotta embrace failure because that's the only way you learn. Like if you don't ever fail, you are never actually learning. And we talked about it, and I guess like I forgot it. I forgot that we talked about that, and that was you're gonna say I'm tooting my own horn, but it was kind of inspiring to hear us talk about how it's okay to fail as long as we try again. And look at us now, man. Look at us now.
At a
12 episode in.
2.5.
2.5. And yeah, we also name dropped Tyler in there. And look at it now. Tyler is in this episode, or it's actually in this podcast. It's part of the I guess the whole thing.
You're gonna be surprised guest Tyler, like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. I mean, he might come on Discord now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, that's where we started. That's where we ended quest.log. And now we're doing this, and I think we wanted to talk about it a little bit because this is the most episodes we've done in a row. The most. We're also pushing out YouTube videos. It's like about like 30 videos now. It's consistent, and it's not. It's kind of a lot of work, mostly for Mexy because he does the editing and editing of both the podcast and the videos. So kudos to
Gotta listen to everything like 5 times.
Yeah.
I know all these episodes by heart now.
Yeah, I only listen at the very end, and I feel bad saying, "Hey, man, this is wrong," or like this doesn't sound right, because I know he puts a lot of work into it. But only quality content, man. Only quality content.
That's right. Only the best for you guys.
Yeah. So I guess looking back, Mexy, to quest.log to now, what were the things what some of the things that you think we learned along the way?
So I think what we learned when we first started was just like, how do we record? What gear do we need to record, right? Because like the first ones that we had were like had really crappy mics, I think. Like I think I first started recording with like, it wasn't even a Blue Yeti at that point. It was something else. So then I upgraded to a Blue Yeti.
I still have a crappy mic. I still have a Blue Yeti. Hopefully, Mexy's mic sounds much better than mine. because mine picks up a lot of background noise, but I try to mitigate it. But yeah, if you listen to our podcast, like the quest.log, it has so much background noise. Like I didn't know we could remove that. I don't know.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like we were learning like how to record, how do we do like fix the sound samples, like because what you hear in the podcast is not the same thing that you hear like Duo talking or I talk. Like there's like noise leveling that we have to do. We're removing a lot of like awkward silences, you know?
Yeah,
A lot
yeah.
of bad words that slip in here and there.
That's another thing that we like. Okay, the quest.log is definitely not for kids, so that's one thing that I had to learn. Like if you want your content to be pushed out, or like if you want it to be, I guess, discoverable, like it needs to be reach all audiences, right? You cannot be cursing, you cannot be like saying sexual innuendos, like at least not a lot of them, because they will get marked as what is it called, content advisory, or like explicit content, like our first episode already.
Yeah. So that's the big thing that we learned on this iteration, right? It's like first iteration was how do we do a podcast? Second iteration is what is the business of a podcast? How do we distribute the podcast? What do we need to do to distribute the podcast effectively? Which is like don't curse, put it somewhere where you can like actually feed it to other podcast catchers and stuff.
Yeah, because SoundCloud, even though it's a really good service for audio, and I think there are some podcasts there, that's not what people normally use to find podcasts. So nobody was gonna find it, like unless we like told them like, hey, it's there.
Right.
So that was our little experiment, I guess.
So now that we're like on Anchor FM, like now you find us everywhere. You can find us on Google. You can find us on iTunes, Overcast, or whatever it's called.
Breaker. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if Anchor FM existed then. It might have been really young, or we didn't hear about it. But even then, we weren't ready for that. Like it's still, we needed to have those 5 episodes of something. And the funny thing is that we recorded the intro and the outro for that we use in this podcast, like, I don't know, like a year ago, and we just never did anything. So
this is true.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another thing we learned. Like we didn't have an intro and outro. We had a music intro and then a music outro, but no like little blurbs. And I think those are necessary.
Yeah, it did give us like a little hint of professionalism, you know?
Yeah. A facade, right? It's like only professional here. Yeah.
Yeah. We're a real boy now.
Yeah. So that's I mean, that was, it's fun, man. Like I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't fun.
Yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, one of my favorite things is just talking shop with you guys. I mean, that is probably the most important part of this, is that we enjoy doing this part.
Yeah.
Otherwise we wouldn't have it.
Yeah. So I guess now that we talked about what we learned, what are some things that are you looking forward to in I guess, like, not, I mean, like the podcast, but also like Pubstomp in general, like the whole thing.
Well, I think we should talk about that too, right? Like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Originally we started just to like as quest.log as a podcast, right? And now the idea is like expanding it to Pubstomp, which is like we have a YouTube channel, we have the podcast inside of the YouTube channel, we're doing a lot of stuff. And then like the exciting stuff outside of the YouTube channel is like I started Twitch streaming, right?
Oh yeah.
So that we can create more content that we can feed back into the YouTube channel.
Yeah. So that's the thing that, I guess, going back to discoverability, we learned that if you want to be like somewhere, you have to be everywhere. So otherwise, because it just somehow somebody has to find you and then like funnel back into your content. So I mean, I don't know a lot about business, but I listen to a bunch of podcasts. I used to listen to a bunch of podcasts about just like BS stuff, but now I try to listen to like, okay, business or like marketing, to kind of get like a glimpse of that world. I'm not an expert, but at least I hear a few things there. It's like, hey, Mexy, we should try that, or we should try this, and see if it goes somewhere. I mean, we're still pretty early, so not expecting much.
Was it like the Walter Bazar thing? Luck is when opportunity meets preparation.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it's all about just like building habits. As long as we're consistent with the content and then we keep doing it, something's gonna happen. Easy, no? It's like we tried.
We tried our best.
Tried our best.
You'll see us in Pubstomp 3.0.
Yeah. And jokingly, we call this Pubstomp Enterprises. But I don't know. Maybe like Pubstomp Media would be more appropriate. But we'll see. We're not settled on a name yet.
Who knows? It might not even be Pubstomp at the end of the day. We'll change the name.
Yeah, don't worry. We have to pivot, right? We have to pivot where the attention is.
That's what Silicon Valley taught us, right? Just pivot. Every time
Just
things
pivot.
go wrong, pivot.
Pivot. Yeah.
Anyways, so what exciting stuff are you like excited for now? Right now that we're taking this venture.
So for me, for Pubstomp we started doing like those indie videos on I guess Monday. So I do some gameplay of indie games. Right now I'm doing Titan Souls, and it's a game I played. I've seen before. I saw it on a Twitch stream by some Redditors, and I was like, oh, it's a cool game, and I wanted to play it. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'll do some gameplay for the channel, and I do them and I play the game because I really like indie games. Because indie games, AAA games are great. They always give you what you want. You pay $60 and you're gonna get something good most of the time.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
most of the time. Yeah, but indie games it's like they're pouring their heart and soul, so they have a little bit more of a character, I guess. So I want to highlight more of those indie games out there, and that's what I'm looking forward to in this endeavor.
Hey, that's cool. I mean, I'm excited. I like watching you play those games. Sometimes they get funny.
Yeah, sometimes they get. I mean, Titan Souls is one of the games where you die all the time, so it's a little frustrating. So hopefully, it's not too crappy for the audience. But they're pretty short. It's pretty short videos, 5 minutes at most. So
Yeah. Need to raise that for the YouTube algorithm, man. 10 minutes.
yeah, 10 minutes. Yeah, we have some other games in the pipeline, so there'll be longer videos, I suppose.
True. All right. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's pretty much it. Like, I really like doing the podcast. So I actually something that we already did that I wouldn't have done before. Like, a lot of things that I don't know. For example, we had an episode on the Sandman. I would have never listened to that or even looked into that content. So just looking up to see what's next in this I guess in this realm. Yeah, so that stuff, because I know what I know, but I don't know what I don't know, if that makes any sense.
Right, you get exposed to something and I was like, hey man, we should talk about this because this sounds really cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because pretty much that's how it turns
exactly
out, right?
exactly yeah. And then
Like-
yeah, and I just like, you talk about it and I get to experience it, and then we get to share it here in the podcast, because I would have never seen it or talked about it otherwise.
Yeah, just look at Mulan, right? Never
Yeah.
seen the first one, and then we talked about boom. And then
Yeah.
now you know how much you hate it.
Yeah. Oh my god, man.
Yeah.
But you never said what you were looking forward to.
So I'm looking forward just to the other content streams that we're creating. Like I said, I'm starting to do Twitch streams on like TFT because I'm kind of addicted to it. And like I want to see if I can get to gold. Well, I am a gold. Trying to get platinum and maybe diamond. So we'll see.
Yeah. I kind of like egged you on because you kept playing this game, and I'm like interested to see how, like, how we see this guy's toast. He's like a god, untouchable in this game. But you're a person that I talk to. So how does a mere mortal go from gold to platinum? And if you don't get there, it's fine, because but that's part of the process, right? Like how does one do that, right?
It's not fine. Okay.
It's not fine.
It's not fine.
Oh snap!
We're gonna get to platinum.
We're gonna get to
If I
platinum.
don't get to diamond, that's okay.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Did the season just start?
Yeah, the season just started like 2 weeks ago. So
Okay, cool. How long do they last?
like half a year.
Oh, okay. Oh, we got plenty of time.
So it's kind of so they do like half a year. It's like half a year, but 3 months in they'll do like a shuffle. So they'll change units. But I don't know if they've been talking about changing that system. So we'll see how this goes
Okay.
in the next Set.
Cool. And you're streaming at twitch.tv slash
Twitch.tv// Soy Mexy. We'll add
Soy-
it to the we'll add it to the video description. Don't you worry about that.
Cool. Yeah, okay. Just make sure you plug that in there.
Try to go live almost every day. I'll definitely go live during the week from like 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific time, Mountain Pacific.
Mountain
man.
time.
I
You
live
live
in Arizona,
man.
I
You
live in
know.
Arizona, so it's kind of confusing.
I'll tell you, it's mountain time. Always mountain time.
-7 GMT, okay?
Yeah, always -7 GMT. Yeah, I used to live in Arizona, then I moved to New Mexico, then I moved to Washington. So I understand time switches, and they're super annoying. They should just stop that. Arizona knows what they're doing, guys. Just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so -7 GMT, 8 to 10. Got it. Cool.
All right. Yeah. And then one of these days, I'm going to finish or start that project with Mexy Biddies where I do like reviews of things, whether it's TV shows or movies that I saw or some short video games, things like that. So we'll see. There's a lot of things in the pipeline. Like you said, Trio's looking into games, right? I'm looking into other content streams. I'm trying to coerce Tyler into creating more content for us too.
Yeah, he's super into keyboards, so we're all into keyboards, but he was the original out of all the three of us to start talking about it. So I think between the three of us, we have enough keyboards to make content.
This is true.
Yeah, so I think if we can convince him to take that endeavor on, that would be awesome.
He could be our tech review guy.
Yeah, I'll send him my boards.
There you go.
Click clack.
No. It's not click clack anymore. It's Thok now.
Thok.
It's Thok. I'm searching for the elusive Thok.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm excited for.
Cool. Anyway, so we just wanted to give a status report. I guess since we've been actually doing it now, and I think we can continue. I mean, I guess also COVID helped us get to this point. So
It's true.
even though COVID is not a good thing for the world, I think it has forced other things to happen. I haven't left my house in a long time, and neither have you.
Yeah.
We gotta do something. Might as well be productive.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I don't have anything else to add, but do you have anything else that?
No, just telling people, watch us our YouTube.
Tell your
Pubstomp
friends, tell
on
your
YouTube.
family.
Yep. You can find us on every podcast catcher and everything.
Yeah.
Twitch. You can find us on Twitch too. We'll see if Trio and Tyler will start Twitch streaming someday.
Yeah, I might do some streams, but with my kiddos around, it's a little bit harder. But I can probably do an hour or so a week.
Who knows? Maybe we'll do the podcast, live one of these days.
Yeah, my wife keeps saying we should do it live, but it's like, oh man, there's so much editing that goes after the fact.
Yeah, we'll see.
Cool.
It'll be fine.
There won't be anything that we shouldn't have said. Yeah.
Yeah, because nothing like that gets cut from the podcast ever. We're nice people. Anyways, let's
just stop here. Anyway, thank you for listening. We'll catch you on the next one, guys.
See ya.
Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, please give us a star, heart, or leave us a review. You can follow us on Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube at Pubstomp Podcast. That's PUBSTOMPOD cast. For more episodes, go to anchor.fm/Pubstomp. Music provided by 99 Lives. Credits are in the episode description.